Hello friends, a very warm welcome to UnSarkari. I am Vikas Bhardwaj. You have been learning, understanding and getting yourself to higher levels through different lectures, topics, concepts and series. On the same lines, let's continue another aspect when we talk about theory and practice of democracy, that how there are contemporary debates on diversity in India, and these debates how they are linked with the global context. A very important and a dynamic topic where we have to appreciate for India what diversity is and how it is such a meaningful and a contributing aspect when we see the global affairs. Let's see in terms of political representation. Political representation is a very key aspect of diversity. It is a very crucial debate, not only just in India, but rest of the world. Just check out whenever you have articles or even when you read certain editorials on International Women's Day, that is 8th March. And on that day only, when we keep on speaking that the source supply is very low, whether it is judiciary, whether it is political representation, whether it is overall bureaucracy, whether it is corporate sector, there is certain shining light in certain areas. For example, in corporate sector, when we speak about pharma or when we speak about the medical line, we have a large chunk of women CEOs and women directors. Same is not true for other areas. So political representation is a very crucial and a very important debate. Some argue political parties must reflect diverse populations, but others say that it is the ability which is very important for a political party to survive rather than identity, that it is actually having an identity to give space to not only women but also to all sections of society. But what about the fact, are they able enough? Will they be able to deliver the goods? Will be able to create policy decisions? That is also one point. So the Women Reservation Bill of 2023, it reserves 33% of seats in Lok Sabha and state assemblies for women, and thereby continuing the debate on identity versus merit. So my question to you is, does identity based representation, it is strengthening democracy or it is weakening meritocracy? Give your opinion with concrete illustrations. Similarly, affirmative actions for the underprivileged communities. Look into Indian Constitution. We have also discussed in our different lectures how it is so important, how it is affirmative action by the government which is making India moving towards Viksit Bharat. So affirmative action aims at eradication of historical prejudice. Hundreds and thousands of years they have spent being spent against certain groups of people, certain power dynamics. There are marginalized groups like Dalits and Adivasis. So it is also one of the most debated policies. For example, Mandal Commission 1990 introduced OBC reservations, thereby shaping Indian politics and social justice debates. And the debate is still continuing. More details we will see somewhere else, because here we are talking about diversity. So my question to you is, it will be asked to you even in the personality test, is reservation a tool for equality or is it a barrier to meritocracy? Cultural appropriation is another very important subtopic, or you can say bullet point, which you will be writing, because globalization has blurred lines between cultural exchange. Because now you can move to some other part, you can come to some other part. There is e-commerce, there is all kind of communication, and there is coming of AI. So there is a cultural exchange and appropriation. Previously we could say that the Holi is being celebrated in a certain way. Barsana ki Holi will be celebrated only in Barsana, and the elements will not be taken or appropriated by some other place. But now that is not being happening. We can see the real grassroots elements being taken up at some other part or some other place also. So for some people it is enrichment, because other groups are also getting a chance to learn from other culture, but for some people it is exploitation of marginalized cultures. For example, if we say that certain kind of cultural practice must be done in its native place only by the native people, and other group says that it may be taken up by the other people, other groups, and other social elements also. So there is a debate. So yoga is one very non-controversial example. It is an industry worldwide generating billions, but debate persists whether it is India's cultural heritage, that is yoga, it is being commodified or not. So my question to you, you must be writing in 150 words, when does cultural sharing become cultural stealing? Give illustrations for both pro and cons. Similarly, diversity in the workplace, which the present US President Donald Trump, he do not believe in such idea. He believes it's a sham. So he says he believes the idea that the idea of DIY, that is diversity, inclusion, and bringing the diverse elements at the workplace, they are of no use. It is only merit and capability which must decide. For India, urban mobility is bringing diverse groups of elements into workplaces. Progressive theories, they see diversity very essential for creativity. But the other group says only qualification matters. So TCS and Infosys in India, they believe in diversity, they believe in inclusion programs, they promote women and also underrepresented groups in leadership. So we have to see about other fintech companies, other tech giants like Google or even Tesla, or even for that matter coming up of OpenAI or so forth, that are they doing so, then we have to see that what government is doing to make things more progressive and better. So the question says, does workplace diversity drive innovation more than technical expertise alone? Again, my question to you is so that you can write your answer and we can debate it later. Immigration and nationalism. Again, immigration fuels economic growth, but it raises concerns about national identity and security. Every country believes that our identity is being diluted and our security is also being jeopardized. So the debate is very intense, not only in India, but globally. For example, India hosts more than 2 lakh refugees from Tibet, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan on humanitarian grounds or values, and some groups claim that they are, or in fact other, like for example we speak about Bangladeshi infiltrators, they speak about national security concerns. So can colonialism and immigration ever coexist peacefully? This is my question to you. Ever coexist peacefully? If you believe so, please write, and if you do not believe so, then also write. Handling diversity from the perspective of constitutional and cultural foundation is very important, because Indian constitution and socio-cultural ethos, they provide resilience in managing diversity. Resilience is the key word over here. The challenges lies not in diversity itself, but in how it is handled. That is why Supreme Court's Keshwanath Bharati case upheld inclusivity and secularism. They are the part of basic structure of the constitution. My question to you on these lines is India's unity and diversity more a product of law, means it has been imposed or it has been brought by the constitution, or it is a lived culture since centuries? Please give illustrations, bring ideas of Swami Vivekanand, bring ideas of Rabindranath Tagore, bring ideas of Gupta period, bring ideas of, modern times and so forth. I am just giving you an example. Diversity as a democratic value, very important, because diversity promotes inclusivity, equity, communication, innovation, and progress. So it is a necessary element of strong democracies worldwide. That is very true. So Indian Parliament, it is including member of parliaments from various caste, religions, and even regions, reflecting a mosaic of Indian society. You know, the colorful coexistence. So this is one element you can again take up. So would democracy survive without diversity, or is diversity its lifeblood? Again, I'm giving you a debate so that you can write, you can think, and we can discuss as a part of our different programs. So this was a very important lecture overview on a concept which will have repercussions for GS1, GS2, and even parts of General Studies Paper 4 apart from essay, and certain foundational stones for anthropology, sociology, political science and international relations apart from public administration. Let's continue to get success with UnSarkari. Do like, share, and subscribe, and get back to join very tailor based and unique courses for your success.